So throw that link in there. Ooh,
what's happening,
wait
gents?
a second.
We have a gentleman has joined us.
Oh.
Shout out to Mr. Max of RHMax, Go Real DeFi. He put on the PulseX and PulseChain conference yesterday. I just reached out on Twitter. Bro, I did not expect you to respond so fast. Welcome to Whiskey Wednesday.
Well, technically, Bean talked to me about it already before, but yeah, you also sent me a link. Thank you for that. And I don't have my Cinco de Mayo hat. Now Bean changes as well. So a little out of place for a moment.
We're having a little crazy hat show, so we're randomly changing hats throughout the show.
Today is crazy hat day. Nice. What's up, Max? I see that you're wearing a hat already.
I usually do. In my hat, it's the what does it say? Does it say HODL or
HODL?
HODL, baby. Okay. Yeah. I got a couple different ones. I got a few different ones. Rotation. Beautiful hats out there. But both of you gents were awesome part of the conference too. So thank you for that. PulseX Conference. Pretty fun.
Man. Yeah, man. It was a blast. Honestly, I think that you put together a really great show and you ran a tight ship. Almost every segment was on time. Almost everybody knew when they were going to start and stop. And, I know it's hard because some people don't show up and things to that extent, but I feel like most people really, stepped up and did what they said that they were going to do. And I really enjoyed it. I've been part of a couple other conferences in the past. I've spoken also in person at Cardano conferences and other things too. So it's not my first time, but PulseChain is my love. PulseX, HEX, and it was a blast. And it was my first time on a debate panel. So that was interesting as well.
That was super fun. Yeah. It's something I wanted to bring because it's debate season. So and I was like, let's do debate panel. Let's see who's interested. And I had quite a few people interested. And then, all right, you're interested. Like, what topics do we have? And all kind of just on the fly. You saw it. I was like, all right, let's just kind of let's match a couple topics here, see what we can talk about. We don't have a lot of time. We don't have, like the two hours I would normally have on the show. So we did 2 debates in 30 minutes. And like I said, you guys want to do some more debates, let me know, because there's definitely plenty of strings to pull on the topics that we went through so far.
Yeah, I mean, even the topics that we covered were like hour-long topics individually, and we had 10 minutes, which is great, because you got to the meat of the conversations. But those are pretty in depth. Those could be pretty in depth conversations.
We'll be talking about EX and PX for the ends of time. I can feel it.
At least, and I think we probably will, but maybe this bull market will show us the truth or not. Who knows?
True. That's true. It could be like, what? Everyone's so rich, we just don't care anymore. Just buy whatever you want. Just do it. But right now, it's like, no, everything is single player game.
I mean, honestly, I've said this before, but my game plan is to not be without any of the Richard Hart core coins. So that means I want some HEX. That means I want some HEX. That means I want some Ink. That means I want some PulseX and some PulseChain, and sprinkle some money around, maybe some alts too, because I appreciate a lot of the builders in the ecosystem as well. But for me, it's like I don't want to miss any of it, so I'm just gonna have a little bit of all of it.
Yeah, a million times. You want 2 scoops ice cream, 3 scoops ice cream. Which one do you want more, PulseChain or PulseX? How about ice cream's good? Let's just have some ice cream.
I remember that was your analogy. You've made that a couple times. I've got a question.
3 years,
yeah. I have a question for you, Max, about conferences, because you've only started putting on these PulseChain and these HEX conferences relatively recently. What have you learned about doing these conferences? What's your takeaway? What's some and then my follow-up question is, what's your advice to the folks at home that want to start launching their own little conferences? Because up until now, it's basically been Matty Allen. And now you're doing it, and now there's room for other people. I know that RG3 is doing his real life conferences, and SJ as well. What do you think is the big takeaway? What are some of your favorite parts, or just give us some sauce, give us some details on your behind the scenes thoughts.
Good question. Yeah. I mean, when I first thought about doing it, I was kind of like, you know what? Like, it doesn't seem that hard as far as logistics go. You gotta. I think it makes it easier when you have a platform. You have people that I've interviewed, I've talked to people, I've had 500 streams over the past few years, and it's like I know people. People seem to like me enough to come on the show every once in a while. So it's like I already have this network of people who are probably interested in participating in such an event. So for me, I thought about it. I was like, you know what? Why not do Pulse? The first was Pulse Conference 2055, and I was like, I just, we already have the platform. Platform is my channel. And you just need to put a schedule together and get people to participate. And it's just logistics. Then it's just an Excel spreadsheet. Literally, I just use Excel spreadsheet and Google Forms to be like, hey, you got to sign up to speak and all that stuff, or do that process. But besides that, I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, promotion, marketing. Again, the bigger platform you have, easier that stuff comes. I was like, there's still people who didn't know about the first one, and I was like, I don't know how else to, I feel like I'm talking about it. I'm going on other shows talking about it. This one, I even was searching around for conference websites. Like, what are all the crypto conference websites? Like, what can I get us listed on for even more people to know about it? And funny enough, I did a poll, and I've got it pinned to my profile right now. But it is, were you on board the PulseChain or HEX from the PulseX Conference? Quite a few people, 15%. Like I'll drop it in the chat. You guys can share it if you.
Yeah, that's a number.
If you like, but
bro. That's pretty good.
It is 15% out of 325 votes. What was the math on that? It's like 30 people or something like that. Just top of my head. I mean, there were people, apparently, if this poll is accurate, that were onboarded from that conference. And so I like those kind of things. I like to see that kind of impact as well. So yeah, I mean, what did I learn though? I think one of the biggest things is, again, I hope to inspire more people to do this. I want us to have, if we have conferences every month or every other month, like for me or anyone else, I think that's amazing. I think honestly, I don't know. It's work, it's logistics, but it's not hard. I think that's the biggest thing that when I first thought about it, I was like, this doesn't seem hard. And I did it. And I was like, besides moderating it the whole time and doing it, pretty much all by myself, it's a lot of energy. But other than that, I mean, it's over in 2 days. I set up the time I can be available, and, maybe just getting people confirmed and hoping they show up. Maybe that's the hardest part too, but that's about it. I mean, you just gotta, if you know how to execute stuff, I feel like I'm pretty good at executing things. That's the hardest part, I guess.
I was a little guilty of not responding very readily. My apologies there. Yep, I understand. I bet I wasn't the only one.
I try to so I try to do this, make it easier too. By default, things are set. So that's what actually I did change one thing on the PulseX conference versus the Pulse, because of the feedback I got from like just self-feedback deal. In Pulse conference, I was like, if you want to do a talk, you come up with a name, you say what you want to do, all that stuff. With PulseX, I was like, here's a list of talks that I'm looking for. Here's things I think are interesting. If you want to do a talk yourself, you totally can, but like give people a choice to because that's my thing. It's like content creation. So I'm trying to come up with interesting things I think people want to hear about. So I just came up with a whole bunch of different topics. Again, Bean selected one. We got Will on for the Scivive panel, of course, on the panel portion. But it's like, tell me what you're interested in. And then from there, I can go, and put people in positions and the talks that are available and stuff like that. So that made it easier, actually. So the story of that is like, by default, make it not so people don't need to respond the least amount of times, the most frictionless way. I'm always trying to do that too. Like, what's the easiest frictionless way to do this stuff? So I'm not just like pinging people, oh, can you confirm? Can you do this? Can you do that? I try to minimize that with the conference too. So I learned that from the first one doing this one.
I think that's great. And honestly, I think you did a really good job. When you ask people to sign up, and we had to do a little poll or whatever on the website, you had like a list of like, okay, what are the things that you want to talk about? And you could choose 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 things. And if those things weren't already taken, or if people didn't already have those slots, then maybe you could have them. My guess was if people picked more, there's more chance that they're going to actually get to speak, because, if they choose 1 and you already have 3 people, there might not be a slot for them. So I always think it's good if people, one thing that I don't know if you did, you kind of just gave people random slots. Like, I didn't even know what time slots this was going to be. So I was like
frictionless, baby, on me at least.
The second day, it was like 1:30 p.m. Eastern time, which is like right before a meeting and right after a meeting for work for me. So I was like rushing to get there, but my green screen was already set up for the night before, so that was fine. But
well, funny enough you say that. I've actually been planning the HEX week, which is not really a conference. It's more just like it's an event, but not really a conference. But in that HEX week, I've been already putting on what time, what times are you available? Because I plan on doing part of the things in the morning and part of it in the afternoon. So like those kind of things. But I literally be like, I try to make it as frictionless on myself and other people as well. So there's always going to be something that's going to be like, oh, this is a bad time. And there's plenty of people who didn't show up for panels and stuff the last couple of days, and that's fine too. It's the panels are fine as long as you show up for like the main talk. That's what, you know. Otherwise, I have to like, okay, well, there's no other wiggle room. I got to get you. I'll try to get you in or not. But the panels, that's another key, like a secret to this is like with the panels, if you got 7 or 8 people to sign up for it and 2 people don't show up, you may have other people who are going to the conference who want to show up for it too, like Will Stevenson. Although the Scivive panel they only had a few people on it in the first place, but like it's like one of those, the panels that make things so much easier too, and you can have that free form discussion. So anyways, the time thing though, I've thought about that not as kind of a feedback in general for the conferences until I heard it from you now, but more of that may be different in the future as well to make it so you'll know kind of more about that, and at least in the HEX week.
Yeah, well, I mean, overall, I think the HEX conference was the PulseX conference was great. I've actually heard nothing but positive feedback, and you know, I think that all conferences have good things that come about them, but I feel like these ones have been very positively received. I think some people, you know, just are like poo-poo conferences, but you know, that poll that I just put in the chat that you pulled up, 15% of people, for almost 40, probably around 45 people that were onboarded during the conference. I mean, that's huge. I mean, those are like active numbers of new people coming into the ecosystem. And not only that, but I always tell people, it's like, hey, it's not only what's happening now, it's also about the future. Like when Richard Hart does this massive marketing campaign and people, okay, let me go research this. And they're like, okay, what's on YouTube? Oh, PulseChain conference. What's that? Or PulseX conference or HEX conference. What's that? You know, this is an opportunity for new people that want to learn to get literally all of the information about a variety of topics that I think is going to really help onboard people that are interested, right? So it's not just the people now that are watching, but it's also for potential future onboard. So I think there's 2 really important parts of it.
I haven't heard a really good argument against doing events, conferences, no matter the market conditions. Like there's what is there to lose? Like, especially I do it on, you know, I don't have sponsors. I don't spend a lot of money on it. I do it on a shoestring budget. I just put the time, the energy and effort that I can into it. Like, what is there to lose? Like, you're creating a ton of, and again, I love creating content. So you're creating content. I love getting community together, again, galvanizing community, giving them a reason to come and talk to each other again and get them excited about the ecosystem. And yeah, you're probably going to onboard a few people as well. Like, what's the downside? I don't get it. Yeah,
it reminds me of just like a real big fucking hangout, you know, because like there's people that every single time, somebody put this really well during your conference, where it's like they get to meet a whole bunch of people that they didn't know existed. They get to see a whole bunch of people that they didn't even know. Like there's a lot of like cross pollination. And I gotta say, like, I've been in the PulseChain space for maybe 3 or 4 years, and I would say I know about 20% of the content creators and 20% of the streamers. And like these conferences is how I expand my my Rolodex of you know, PulseChain influencers, people that know things, you know, Triplet Dad, freaking Degen Protocol. My first time ever seeing not Alex, David Feeder was in Matty Allen's HEX conference, you know, a couple of years ago. Like all of these different conglomerate events where a whole bunch of people all get together and they all like do their thing. If you know, if Whitney Magic's got some girls in her community that don't know anything about you or me or SJ or anyone, you know, like they get to all see like, oh, my guy's gonna talk at this time. Maybe I'll watch the rest of it too. Maybe I'll see what's going on this day or that day, or some of the other things, like learning about the 404 Mons, learning about Bistro, learning about the guys that are doing the validators for PulseChain. Like there's so many cool things that go on that most folks don't know anything about, and just seeing all this cool like little cross pollination, I think it's great, man. I think it's freaking awesome.
I think too, I mean, just hit on your point about like, again, meeting people and learning about different projects and stuff. The last 2 events, again, HEX Week will be much more focused on HEX and product building on it. But for Pulse Conference and PulseX Conference, the Pulse Conference 2055 and PulseX Conference 2025, they were both a ton of different topics. AI panel, longevity panel, Scivive panel, HEX panel, PulseChain panel. I mean, there was like a ton of different things, as well as ecosystem stuff going on. So it's not, I don't, when I think about onboarding people of crypto too, I imagine they're interested that the community is not just a bunch of nerds who or degens who just like want to make a ton of money and no matter what, and or just want to talk about the tech and don't care about anything else, they're like, hey, real life, like they probably can make some connections there to some of the stuff we're interested in outside of that. Hopefully we'll onboard some AI people. Hopefully onboard some people. I imagine there's plenty of Scivive people who know about Richard and the products already. They're probably already decided whether they want to get in or not. But longevity, like all this stuff, like I was at RadFest. I got to meet Aubrey for the first time in person there and hang out a little bit too. And so all this stuff is just, I think that's what's cool about it. You can come to a conference, you can look at the schedule, or you can just show up and be like, they're talking about interesting things. Let me subscribe, but let me go follow this person. Oh, who's the founder? Oh, this person, this group, and all this stuff too. So there's a lot more to it than just like even the crypto side of it.
Do you wish that you could have been more like, because I know there's two chairs that you have to play in when you're running these conferences. You have to play the producer chair, and you also have to play a little bit of the talent chair, right? You have to do all the stuff behind the scenes. You have to click on the StreamYard. You have to share the screens. You have to do all this, that, or the other thing, right? Which is like producer mind. But then there's the talent mind where it's like, hey, I get to actually like participate in the panels. Like, during the Scivive portion, you were on the panel with me. You were on the panel with SJ. There was a couple other ones too. Like, do you think would you like to do anything differently? Would you like to be more of the talent side? Would you like to do more of the producing side? Are you happy with the balance that you found for these conferences?
Like would I like more airtime at the conference?
Yeah, more airtime or more producer time. Either way. What are your thoughts on that?
I think I do defer to the community. Like I'm trying to think like what are the things when I'm setting up the conference that I am going for. I think one is interesting topics, things people want to know about. So that's what helps. I think with the PulseX one, I added a bunch of topics people could choose from. Of course, the panels are kind of natural on that too. But it's good. So kind of curating the content is one, and then the other is getting as many people as I can. I mean, literally, like if we had I think Pulse Conference 2055, we had like 40 speakers or so. This one had close to 40. Plus or minus and all that too. So getting as many people in the community as can, I think I optimize towards that too. So naturally, if that happens, and I'm like literally like, okay, we have mostly lightning talks. I only got 12 hours, 13 hours to get this stuff in. I only got to do one talk, and I did that on purpose. It wasn't like I only get to talk that much, or only going to join the panel for a little bit. It was I want to get as many people as I can, and you're going to see me most of the day anyways. I'm probably going to make a commentary on some of the speakers' topics, and when I introduce them, or at the end of it too. So I don't know. I defer to getting more people in more than airtime for myself, just because I think I don't know. I like that better myself. Like I don't know. And to me, if I can stream all the time, so that part doesn't matter. But the one thing I think that is interesting from this too is I had this thought. I was going to talk about the yeah, I forgot what I was going to say. Maybe we'll come back, but yeah, I think I try to make it as big as possible with the time we got and the most interesting topics. And hey, if Richard tweets it, that's fine too. I literally every time he does it, I'm like, he might do it, he might not. But yeah, it's always been fun when he puts it out there. And I literally was watching it and said, 4K views, and then went to 14K. I'm like, I know what happened. Let me check his X. So that was pretty fun.
Both days.
Oh, actually, sorry, I don't remember what I was going to say. So the other thing I do a little bit different that helps kind of put things together is this isn't invite. It isn't like an invite only conference. I don't invite the speakers. I let speakers that I hope show up know about it sometimes, and even not very much of that either, or not like for everyone on that stuff too. Because I want the community. I don't want it just to fill up with people I know too. I want to meet new people because every conference I've been meeting new people, and it's awesome too. So it's been sign up. It's been you can get. I don't think I've rejected any talks. Some of them I need more information because I'm like I don't know what this is about, or I'm not quite clear on this. But most of them is as long as we have room and I can fit in the schedule, and that's what I'm spending the most time on at the end is like, gosh, I gotta cut this, I gotta trim this panel down, or I gotta do this, trim it down as far as time and stuff goes, or I gotta how am I gonna fit this in, and I hope these times work for people, like that kind of thing. I spent a lot of logistics on that the last couple weeks before the conference, but just I like you got to put effort in if you want to come to the conference, because I think that gives people kind of skin in the game too. They're going out of their way to show they have interest in doing it. And you could see at the conference, there was only, I don't know, a fraction of the community we have, a fraction of the people that are on my show regularly. even at the conference for one reason or another. Either they got busy or they were traveling or they just, didn't sign up in time or whatever it was. Access came in the last minute. I was like, all right, I only got the opening remarks. You can join. I'll start the conference a little bit early. You can come on for like 20 minutes or so. I was trying to get as many people as I can, but I like doing it like, hey, if you want to join it, you got to go apply and go through the process like everyone else. So I think that's something different. I think it brings interesting flavor and kind of gets that, everyone more excited about it too. Cause like, I signed up for it instead of, oh, I don't know. I want to go. I got invited, but it's like, no, you got to sign up for it. Like, everyone does. That's
good, man. There's something to forcing people to put in work in order to appreciate the value of something. So like there's a ton of folks in the audience who are saying, thank you. You've done fucking great. PulseX, freaking Human Hex Trafficker. Hexkin Lost in Asia, Just Live, like that. You've done something fantastic, broski, and I think that you're going
just getting started.
You're just getting fucking started, man. We have only just
begun. The ecosystem.
Yeah,
could be fun. You never know if there's going to be ink conference. Never know.
Hey, there you go. And then maybe we could do one for every single.
Another conference that would be more challenging and especially hard because
HEX.
You don't want to.
I thought about EX and I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to do that. It's the only one I'm like of the core coins. If you consider it a core coin, it's like let's just do HEX conference.
We should do a HEX proof of work conference.
four core coins. EHEX is not one of them.
I've heard difference of opinions on that, but yes, I mean people put most in there too. Is most a core coin? I've heard that one. That's another popular one. But most. It's like we don't even know if he even made it, but like anyways, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, I mean, look, I could also see if people don't think ink is a core coin, like fine, but at one point Richard Hart did say ink was his favorite meme token. He did say that before launch, so I remember that. I watched that video.
Oh yeah, he said he doesn't care about the incentive token, but also it's his favorite meme coin. So there's two different things over a long period of time that happened with Richard. He changed his mind when facts change sometimes, I guess, too.
But I would say the three major ones are HEX, Pulse, and PulseX. I mean, that's just my opinion. I'm still have a lot of EHEX. I got all my stakes. It's it was what got me into the ecosystem. So there's still like my love there. But PulseChain was made to make HEX better. So I mean, that's kind of how I look at it.
It is definitely made the community bigger. I'll say that. Hopefully more powerful. We gotta be more powerful. Gotta get that power up.
Yeah. Anyway, Max, I know it's been 20 minutes. We don't want to keep you up. Honestly, we really appreciate you hopping out outside of your streaming hours.
Thanks for the invite. Yeah.
Keep up the great work. Stay in touch. Anything that we can do to assist you or to support you at the DGen Roundtable, let us know. We'd love to be there to support. So.
Yep. I appreciate that. Yes. Thanks for again. I've got a lot of things for the conferences. I appreciate it all out there. I'm trying to let it soak in a little bit. Also clipping a lot of this stuff, trying to get the content out, and again working on the next one. So it should be fun. But
all right, brother.
I will let you know about friends.
Hopefully, hope I can join.